Alright, what is up guys? JaretCampisi, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a very exciting video because we're back to work on our BMW M1000RR. We got BTT in the house, Dado, and it's going to be a great time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Alright, so Christina actually has a little surprise for you guys. Surprise number one is she got her Instagram back.
Yes, I did.
They said that they made a mistake, they reinstated it. Next thing we're gonna work on is getting her backup account back and then getting verified. But she also got a BMW M bikini.
Oh,
Look at that. So she's just gonna wear the...
all the way from like South Africa
yeah,
right here.
she's just gonna wear the top. Did you get it from Etsy? Is that where you ended up getting it? Yeah, someone,
but the
okay.
bottoms were just like...
Yeah, they were
giant,
the bottoms weren't good. But how cool is that? The M paint scheme that we're going to be using. Also, we're going to be using that for the new paint scheme as well. So that's really exciting. Yeah. So go toss her a follow on her Instagram. It's back up again. And you know where all the spicy content is. It's always linked in the description below. So what we're going to be doing today is unboxing the next kind of like round of modifications. This is the Flash from Bren Tuning. Shout out to Bren Tuning who sent these over to us for free. You don't need to open that, teens, because we're not going to be using it today. There's no need. You can just set it.
Not opening things.
You can. I know. There you go. Perfect.
Right.
Thank you. They've seen the flasher before. This has a stage 2 flash on it. We'll get into more of that in the future. That's the sensor relocation. That is a block off plate right there. This is the Sprint high flow race filter that I'm really excited for. Blacked out. And then this is a mod we've never done before. Look at that, folks. Velocity stacks. That is going to help provide even more airflow along with the Sprint filter, and it's all of these mods together along with the flapper valve delete that allows us to do the stage 2 flash, and I'll get into what all of that is and all of that entails here in a moment. So again, huge shout out to Bren Tuning for sending all of this out, and shout out to Moto Million for getting the flash for us and sponsoring this entire build. If you want parts for your motorcycles, motomillion.com, use code CAMPISI to save yourself some money. I think that's about all BTT is needed for today.
She's out. She's out. I'm out of here.
See ya. So, of course, like we always do, gotta start off with some smoked whiskey drinks. Dado's like a damn bartender. What did you make for us here, bud?
Smoked old fashions.
Smoked old fashions. Look at that. So if you guys want to get some smoking kits and some other cool things like flights and cigars and cigar boxes and holders and things like that, dadomadeshop.com, always linked in the description below. Alright, so one of the nice things about Bren Tuning is if you go on their website, they have full directions with videos that show you exactly how to install everything that you're going to be working on. We've already watched those videos, so we're going to be we're already good there. But I also just wanted to show briefly what it looks like. So with a stock tune, Jesus Christ, I'm never outside of my car when it starts up. That is ridiculous. I think she's going to feed animals. With the stock tune on 93 pump gas, they did 191 on their dyno. Ours did 184. And then with the stage 2 with 93 pump gas, 199 to the wheel. With E85, it did 208. We're also going to be doing the velocity stacks, so that's going to add even more power along with the Sprint filter, which I believe that would have probably had as well. But the other thing is these tunes, not only do they add horsepower, they change all types of different things. I'll put a link to it because there's literally like 9 pages of information. It changes obviously power, it changes where they make power, it changes the quick shifter, how fast it shifts gears, the cold start, traction control settings, wheelie control settings. Like they can go in there and change so much and make the bike run a lot better, and that's mainly because of all the Euro 5 restrictions on these bikes now. And we're going to be doing the flapper delete and the air temperature sensor relocation as well. So we'll go into that in the next video. Today we're just going to be working on velocity stacks and getting the filter in, and we're going to get a lot of the bike apart in order to do that, and then we're going to leave it apart for the next video because then we got to take the front end off and go even deeper into where we're headed right now, and it's going to be pretty intense. So Dado's never done this, he's got his work cut out for him, and I think it's going to be fun to watch. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is put this up on the rear stands. If you saw the last video, you saw one of these puppies go flying off in the video.
And this is why.
Yeah.
Some guy was like, hey, why don't you tighten it, man? Well, I did. So if you look, these ones are machined, so they fit in this little area very nicely. Where these ones, as you tighten them, they actually hit here, and I didn't want to scratch up the swing arm. These are my shop use ones.
Yeah.
These
so we were
ones are
supposed
specifically made for the machine.
I didn't realize we had them, so we were just using the other ones. in the meantime. But since we have them, look at that. Might as well put them on.
That's tight.
Beautiful.
That's so
It's
tight.
good to go. Let's go riding. It was when he was just like revving the shit out of it too. I watched it go flying off this side and go right flying by me. Oh, that was amazing. So yeah, nice blue anodized components. We're gonna be doing mainly blue accents, but I think some red as well, along with doing that whole custom paint scheme too, which I think we're actually gonna do full carbon for everything and then work with in-chain designs to do graphics. And somebody already did the graphics, Dado, that we designed. They did it on a bike already. Yeah, I'll see if I found, they just used our designs. Yeah, and just went and printed out graphics and put it on a black bike. Yeah. I was like, thanks, he sent it to me. I was like, it looks great. Well, at least we know it's gonna look good. All right, spools are on and they're tightened down. We got it up on the rear stand.
First things first, get rid of the key.
Yeah, so we don't start it by accident. We're gonna pull all of these off. These are all Torx bolts on this bike, at least for the fairings. So there's basically one here, and one here. There's just 3 to get this off. And like I said, we're going under the tank today. That's where we're heading, to the air box, because we got to do the filter. And then underneath the air box is what we need to get to get to the stacks. So something we've never done before. You guys have been asking for engine work. I know it's not engine work, but at least...
I've done it, but not on this bike.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I figured. Dado's pretty much done everything at this point, I'd imagine, at least
I've flown
once.
a jet once. It was a Swiffer wet jet, but it was still a jet.
All right, so there's Velcro and some clips in there, right? So you gotta look like a cone head. Remember that TV show?
Yeah, the cone heads.
All right, that's the first step. I think the next step is we got to take off these side panels. In order to do that, I think we got to take the seat off, which is kind of annoying because there's
We got these
a bolt
first.
back there. Oh yeah, okay. But I'm saying, but these go under the seat, I think.
Oh yeah, we got to take the seat off too.
Yeah, so. All right, seat coming off. That's the most annoying seat to get off. I did that without a power tool. It took me literally 15 minutes. Dado just did it in about 5 seconds, but that's why I don't do any wrenching on this bike. What do you need to do to get this unlocked?
So there's the whole thing slides forward, but you push these tabs in here to release them out,
Oh,
and the whole thing slides forward.
I've never seen a carbon fiber piece that was half carbon, half, is that half carbon,
Now
half
this
plastic?
plastic here, the only thing holding it in is these metal clips.
Whoa, that's weird. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, and the whole thing slides forward
Yeah.
and then comes right off. It's very light.
We're just setting everything over here for now. Pretty cool. All right, next we're gonna pull the gas tank off. And in order to do that, we've got one of these on each side, and then this guy right here. He's got a crazy little swivel. Wow, that came off quick. And he's gonna do the same thing on the other side. Show him that little swivel you got going there, Dado.
Hold on, let me get this.
Is there a washer on there?
Yeah, I don't want to lose it because it'll drop down the bike probably.
Look at this. There's his little swivel.
Yeah, they're also called U-joints because they're essentially just like the U-joint on a truck. When the drive shaft has some...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's
so.
crazy.
That's how they work.
There you go. That's why you gotta have a lot of tools, because you never know what you're gonna need to do something simple like this. And that's just so he doesn't scratch the tank. That's really the main reason. All right, so he's got everything on hook. The tank should pull up right now. And there's a couple of...
That just came out. That should. It's these 2 tabs.
Oh, okay, it
That
pulls
hold
out of
this
there.
in.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you want to pull that back and then up.
Yeah. And then
There's one of the breather tubes right there that just came off.
And then this one came off
And
on this
the
side.
other breather tube on the other side. And then there should be an actual fuel, a couple of different things underneath here. He's gonna pull
There's
it
3
towards
different
him.
ones.
So you want to do it over here, I think, Dado.
Should be fairly easy. Little drip there.
Yep.
And then these need released. So
Do you need a screw?
let me try to
flathead?
do it. Let me try to do it. No, because you already have a flathead on your shoulders.
All right, got everything unhooked. Tank coming off. And I think I did just fill that up with gas.
Yep, sure did. Alright, first things first, underneath the fuel tank, there's one bolt here holding this assembly on. There's also a plug for this valve over here. I actually didn't take that out, but I'll do it right now. That comes out. And then there's also a valve over here, and some of the bikes have them, some of them don't. This one happens to have it. And you just squeeze these 2 tabs and then the whole thing pulls right off. That's an emissions thing. So I'm gonna come over here and see if I can squeeze this guy out of here. There it is. Comes right off. So that way we can snip a bunch of zip ties and this whole thing can
Yeah,
fold
so
out.
we're trying to get the ECU basically out of the way because we got to go underneath the airbox to get to the stacks. If you were just, well, you'd have to do this even to just get to the air filter as well, which is right here. So that's what we're doing right now.
So this entire harness is sitting in a plastic bracket, and there's these little T20 bolts. There's 6 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you take them out, that way this is kind of, see how loose it is? So when we bring this up, it can swing it up and out of the way.
The one time being loose is a good thing. All right, he's doing injector clips next.
You just push on this guy here like that, and then kind of help it up. Don't force it.
1 for each injector, right?
Yep.
All right.
So that means we have 8 of them. No, just kidding. That'll be nice, 8
We're
cylinder.
V8, inline 8.
There we go.
Those are done.
There's a servo motor right here. Fuck the servo motor, we don't need it.
Yeah.
But we have to take the plug out. I can't see in here.
So can we leave this unplugged then, Dada, or do we need to plug this back in again?
The servo motor, I'm pretty sure with the tune we may be able to remove everything, including the weight of this, but we're gonna.
Except look at where that is.
I'm gonna double check. Well,
So
no,
maybe
this is just the harness for it.
Oh, okay,
The
gotcha.
servo motor's bolted in right there.
Oh, okay, yeah. And we've already removed the other part of it anyway.
I'm pretty sure we have to take that off anyways because
Oh, yeah.
there's a block off for
Yes,
that.
yes, yes.
So we're gonna
Yes,
have
there
to
is.
let's weigh that too.
Okay. Alright.
The one thing that the instructions don't, that I didn't see anyways in there, is we have an extra wire up here that wasn't on the original instructions, and it looks like we can just unplug it. So if you come around this side,
Yeah.
so you put this little guy in, this whole thing should slide down like that.
That's the whole ECU plug, isn't it?
One of the plugs, yeah.
Holy
that
shit.
comes out like that. That
Okay.
should be it. It looks like we might have one more
Oh my
going
god.
up here. Got this guy for the valve here too. Gotta undo him. It's only about 1,700 plugs. We just have to figure out this wire here. There's one more wire that is hanging out here. So I'm pretty sure we just snip this zip tie right here, and that should be able to fold out.
Okay.
Hopefully.
And then we'll see what else is left. All right.
We snip the zip tie, and then this should be able to.
Basically, everything we were doing looks like there's one more connection right there.
Yeah, right there.
Everything we were doing was to get this ECU out of the way of the airbox. And right there, like I said, that's the filter that we're gonna get to, but we're actually gonna go deeper than that today.
We need a.
Today we're going real deep. Just 2 dudes going deep together, huh?
On camera.
On camera. Look at that. That's what we needed. We're just
better
gonna
get paid for that.
lay that off to the side. You'll be paid handsomely for going deep with 2 dudes. What are you doing? Cutting a couple more.
There's another zip tie over
Zippies?
here that's keeping it from really, because we're gonna need to take the whole top of it. Hey, there's the air filter.
Yes, it is.
So there's a vent line right here that can go off to the side. T20, there's 4 bolts. That should allow us to pull the injectors out with this rail, so I'm gonna do that next.
And the injectors are plastic. That's pretty wild.
The rail.
Is that? Oh, the rail.
I think the
rail.
body of the injector partially is plastic, the
Yeah.
inside is metal, but yeah, it's pretty wild.
That is crazy.
Okay, so I don't want to lose those 4 bolts, but my fingers are too fat to fit in there. So I'm gonna take them all out. We're gonna actually put them aside and label them because you have to put the correct ones back in there.
This is crazy.
Injectors are very, very fragile, and you don't want to get dirt and you don't want them to like short out or anything. So typically I just sit them aside. They look pretty good. This one here has some gunk on it.
Yeah, I see that.
This one here has a little bit. You just see a little bit of nasty fuel in there. But cover them. I typically just put a clean towel over it and then put a rag over it for weight. That way those stay really nice. Don't bump them, hit them, bend them. All right, next is the airbox bolts. We got this little guy here with another vacuum line. We already had the connector off of it, but that should pull right up. If not, always just twist these with a pair of pliers or something. So move that out of the way. T30 for these 2 bolts.
It's for the airbox.
Yep, airbox. Move that out of the way. Now I'm keeping tabs on where things are. You should probably do the same. Label them if you're not very skilled at doing this every day.
I would 100% have to label everything.
I have an amazing
You've done it a few times.
photogenic memory,
Oh, really?
and but if I don't drink whiskey, I forget everything. So next thing, we have to take this little valve off. It just literally slides right off of here. And then we also have to get to this guy. Now this is a factory crimped clamp. You can take that off very carefully and put it back on if you have the right tools, or just put I'm probably going to end up putting a regular clamp on that when we put it back together. That's a breather hose, I believe. It goes to the crankcase, and that goes straight to the bottom of the air box, and that has to get reattached. But in order to take that off, if you don't have the tool, you can pry it with a flathead screwdriver, get it to unclamp. The factory tool to get it clamped kind of looks like pliers that are flat on both sides, and then you just crimp everything. You want to take it off and put a regular clamp on it before we finish the install. So that's next, and I believe the airbox can come off. The whole assembly should.
Look at that. There's a stock air filter.
Slide it up. This is kind of a little finicky. You gotta. Oh, there goes that. This will come out.
And
Nice
there's the
paper-
velocity stacks.
Nice paper filter.
Look at that.
Little stacks.
Rubber stacks and paper filter. You gonna grab that guy? This is
My
craziness.
fingers barely fit in there, but
I can get in there. Where's Tina Wieners when you need her, huh?
there's two rubber seals. Do not lose these. Sometimes, well, ours, this one pulled out with the airbox, and the other one stayed.
Don't lose your rubbers.
Yeah, do not lose your rubbers. Otherwise, you're gonna have little throttle buddies running around.
We don't want that.
There's one here and one here.
Yeah.
Also, if you drop anything in here, even if it's tiny little small, like this right here has a little, I don't know what this is, piece of dirt or something, you cannot have anything in here.
It's going
because
straight
if
in the
those
engine.
open up, it'll go straight in the engine, right? So, safe haven.
It's just bolt-ons, guys.
Yeah, it's just bolt-ons. Safe haven, you just want to make sure those are covered.
Dozer?
Yeah, dozer's covered. I just want to make sure always that nothing gets inside the cylinders. So put a towel or put individual covers in each throttle body. Next thing, we have the filter to swap out, and also putting in the velocity stacks. Now they come with these rings. There's a little slotted area. You just stick a screwdriver in here and then kind of move it off to the side, and then it just pops right off. I got all of them off now. Air filter, you just squeeze these guys in, pull the cover out, put that over here next
Don't
to
mind
our
our
precious smoked whiskey.
Smoked whiskey.
This comes out just like that. The god-awful filter.
Paper filter.
Look at that.
Not
I
letting
mean,
any
that's-
airflow
that's
at all.
Awful.
Want to show the difference?
Let's grab this guy. Look at that.
Damn, Daniel. Yeah. It's so much
Right,
better.
so that drops right in there,
Yeah.
and that's ready to go back in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold off on that. The
Yes.
whole assembly can sit right there.
What a difference.
Yeah. Now, all those four white things there, they are the velocity stacks that come from factory.
Plastic, it looks like?
Yeah, they're plastic.
It's crazy.
And then these little
rubber.
rubber things are actually they're the actual
stacks,
stack.
yeah.
So
It's crazy.
they come out just like that.
Yeah. It's amazing what humans have designed, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's this baffles
Well, no,
me.
this is made by aliens. We just installed it.
Yeah, Area 51.
Yeah, Area 51 technology
Perfect.
here. So those come out like that, and then I'll show you how these guys get installed.
Okay.
I was just telling Jaret we're getting stacked, bro. So the difference between these, this one is made out of rubber. It expands, contracts, moves, right? It can dry rot. These cannot. They're billet aluminum.
Yeah.
Also, if you look, essentially what a velocity stack does, and it depends on the application. Here, it takes the air all the way from out here, and then it flows it straight in to each cylinder. The unfortunate thing with the factory ones is they cut off right there, and then kind of tapers. With the aftermarket one, the billet aluminum ones, it's fairly straight in there, and they're also taller,
Yeah.
right? And they flare out further, so it collects more air and channels it into the cylinder a lot nicer. So how you install these is you take the aftermarket velocity stack. We're gonna do just one here for show and tell.
Show and tell.
Yeah, you slide it in here like that. It pretty much stays, and then you put the ring on there. Now I may not be able to do this with one hand, but you open this guy up like this. Yep, it's way too.
That is so wild.
It's way too sharp.
Okay.
I may need a hand doing
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. But what, you basically just put that ring on there and that's
Yeah,
what holds
you put
it
this
in
ring
place.
on here, you get it in that groove. Let me see if I can do it with my, nope, can't do it, it's too sharp. You get it in the groove and that keeps it from moving.
Okay.
So let's install all 4 of those.
There you go. Done. We got them all installed. We're all ready to rock. So, rubber is gone. Next thing we're gonna do.
Look at those in there. How nice is that?
That is so freaking cool, man. What a cool mod. So next thing we're gonna do is put the sprint filter in. And then that's probably where we're gonna stop for today, and I'll explain why in a minute. All right, so Dotto just slid in the new Sprint P08 filter. Look at that freaking thing, dude. With the velocity stacks, there's a new upgraded air box. That looks incredible. So normally we would reinstall this, but in the next episode, we're actually gonna be removing this and deleting those flapper valves in there and then relocating the sensor as well.
And also blocking off the
servo.
Servo.
Yeah, motor. So, and actually in order to do that, we're gonna have to take off the entire front end of the bike. So we're gonna leave it in pieces for now. And then next episode, we'll do all of that stuff. And then once we put it back together, we'll be able to flash it. And then we'll be able to take it for a ride.
I'm so excited.
I know, dude. I can't wait.
Guess what? You can rev it all you want. The spools won't fly out.
Yeah, exactly. So we got, yeah, a lot done today. I'm very, very excited. And after we ride it for the first time, Manny said get on it a few times before we put it on the dyno. So we'll be able to take it for a ride, rip this puppy around.
That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, well, yeah, you don't have to tell us twice. And then we'll be able to put it on the dyno and find out how much power this bad boy makes after all of these mods. So again, huge shout out to Manny from Motomillion and Bren Tuning for sending out these awesome parts. If you guys want to do a stage 2 flash with the velocity stacks, I'll put links in the description below. And I think that's about it for this mod, or for this episode, I should say. So thank you, Dotto, for your hard work, making it look easy. The bike is in complete pieces, and I'm excited to see how this baby's gonna feel after all of this. So again, don't forget, you can be entered to win this bike, patreon.com/Campisi Customs. It's always the first link in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.